Well, up first, let's take a look at the COVID situation in the country. And the daily COVID infections in India has dropped by 12% as the country reported 2.51 lakh new cases today. So as we said, that's down by 12.28%. If we look at deaths, 627 deaths reported. That's up by 9.42%. And vaccinations, 52,84,328 vaccinations. And that's up by 136%. So that's a huge increase in the vaccinations today, the daily vaccinations. The tests are also up by 8.2%. The daily positivity rate has come down to 15.88%. So we take a look at India's cases overall. The cases have dipped, but if we take a look at the tests that have been conducted, then fewer tests are being done, but the positivity rate, however, has come down to 15.88%. Well, let's now focus on all the election news, and first from Uttar Pradesh, where Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav held a show of strength press conference with RLD Chief and ally Jayant Choudhary. By his side, he hit out at the BJP over various issues and also over their overtures to Jayant Choudhary. He said the BJP will face a political exodus.
Akhilesh Yadav claimed he was not allowed to take off from Delhi for Muzaffarnagar, a major election battleground, blaming the BJP-led government. After a delay, he turned up, landing punches to the Yogi government with his RLD ally Jayant Choudhary by his side. Akhilesh Yadav dismissed the BJP's poll issue of the exodus of Hindus from Kairana, as well as the BJP's post-poll alliance offer to Jayant Choudhary.
इस बार भारतीय जनता पार्टी का राजनीतिक पलायन होगा। अरे उनका न्योता कौन स्वीकार कर रहा है? हालात कैसे उनके, सोचो न्योता देना पड़ रहा है।
The Chief Minister was nearby in Uttar Pradesh campaigning door-to-door. After over a year of successful farmer protests in western UP, which led to the Prime Minister withdrawing controversial farm reform laws, the BJP is now trying to placate several sections. 5 years ago, it swept the region, winning 3 of every 4 seats in the aftermath of the communal riots of Muzaffarnagar. The Chief Minister tweeted how other parties are supporters of Jinnah in Pakistan, while the BJP supports Maa Bharti.
पश्चिमी उत्तर प्रदेश में हम 2017 के पहले आते थे, कमोवेश हर परिवार से एक शिकायत आती थी कि हम अपनी बेटियों को स्कूल नहीं भेज पा रहे हैं। स्कूल में जाने से बेटियां डरती थी क्योंकि सुरक्षा की पुख्ता व्यवस्था नहीं थी। किराना में पलायन हो जाता है, मुजफ्फरनगर में भयंकर दंगा हो जाता है।
उनकी बात सुन के मुझे तो हंसी आती है। These are not real issues. स्ट्रैटेजी क्लियर है, उनका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और वो चाह रहे हैं पैसा फेंको और ध्रुवीकरण पैदा करो, औरंगजेब को गाली दो, जिन्ना के खिलाफ चुनाव लड़ो। क्लियर है और क्या है इनके पास। लेकिन मुकाबला हर गली हर घर में हो रहा है, हर घर तक दस्तक दे रहे हैं और अपनी बात कह रहे हैं।
The farmers' movement has given a new lease of life to the Rashtriya Lokdal or the RLD in its political home turf of western UP. The SP-RLD alliance is seen as a big threat to the BJP. The SP-RLD alliance is hoping, in fact, that the Jat-Muslim combination will find consolidation on the ground in the backdrop of the farmer protests.
The BJP is leaving no stone unturned in its fight for western UP seats, and that is why its top leaders have hit the ground running. Tomorrow in Muzaffarnagar, Amit Shah will carry out his door-to-door campaign. In Muzaffarnagar with camera person Manoj Thakur, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.
And after that press conference, Jayant Choudhary and Akhilesh Yadav then travelled together. Here's an exclusive interview with NDTV's Ravish Ranjan Shukla.
कानून व्यवस्था के मुद्दे पर आपकी पिछली सरकार पर तमाम सारे लोग सवाल पूछ रहे हैं कि कानून व्यवस्था का क्या ब्लूप्रिंट है आपके पास में अच्छा करने के लिए।
देखिए, ये सही बात है कि कई बार सरकार और जो सरकार के लोग सवाल उठाते हैं वो बात तो जा चुकी है, लेकिन आज जो परिस्थितियां हैं, क्या कभी किसी ने सुना होगा कि जीप से किसानों को कुचल दिया जाएगा? आज जब हम और जैन जी आ रहे हैं, भरोसा दिला सकते हैं कि कानून व्यवस्था को लेकर के और कानून का कोई उल्लंघन करेगा उस पर कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई होगी।
नाहिद हसन के मुद्दे पर सर क्या कहेंगे? तमाम सारी बातें उनके
जब तक कोर्ट तय न करे, और कोर्ट है जिसपे हमें और आपको सबको भरोसा करना चाहिए। कोर्ट में क्या है, कोई भी मुकदमा लगाया जा सकता है। हम और आप हैं, सरकार मुकदमा लगा देगी, अपराधी हो गए आप। तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने लगातार जो पॉलिटिकल लोग हैं उन पे गंभीर से गंभीर धाराएं लगाई हैं, मुकदमे लगाए। क्या स्टूडेंट्स में NSA लग सकता है? क्या स्टूडेंट्स में 7 अमेंडमेंट क्रिमिनल एक्ट लग सकता है? आप लखनऊ में देखिए, जो 69,000 या अपने आरक्षण और हक सम्मान के लिए आए, क्या उन पे मुकदमे नहीं दर्ज हुए?
अच्छा
और
सर,
पहले मुख्यमंत्री होंगे जिन्होंने अपने मुकदमे वापस लिए, उनके डिप्टी CM है, उन्होंने मुकदमे वापस लिए। सवाल कानून व्यवस्था का एक है, लेकिन आज ये बताओ किसान की आय दोगुनी हुई कि नहीं हुई? नौजवानों को जो सपने दिखाए थे नौकरी और रोजगार के, वो सपने पूरे हुए कि नहीं हुए?
And staying with news from Uttar Pradesh, visuals from Prayagraj on Tuesday shocked the nation. The local police cracking down on a protest over a railway board exam, barging into hostel rooms, breaking open doors, assaulting and abusing students. Alok Pandey and Rajesh Gupta visited the area to find worried students, mostly from poor and rural backgrounds, who spend years in small rooms preparing for government entrance exams, who told us that the struggle is not just about an exam or two, but over institutional delays.
4 days after shocking visuals of a brutal police crackdown on students in UP's Prayagraj who were protesting about a railway exam, the railways has organized this camp at Prayagraj and other locations where they are seeking feedback of the now suspended exam. Now, walk-ins are not too much. They had also invited students to come in here. But a lot of people are submitting their grievances through Google Forms or through the internet. In fact, we are told that in the first 2 or 3 hours of this camp being organized, about 1,000 people, 1,000 students have already registered their grievances, and the railways expects that this number will only grow in the next some time. But it's not just railway jobs. Shiv Bahadur Saroj is from a poor farmer's family who pay about 6,000 a month for his coaching and lodging. The aim, a government teacher's job. The 26-year-old has lived in this crammed room for about 9 years, completing his BA and B.Ed, and now classes for a Sarkari Naukri, which is proving more and more elusive over the years. A UP government exam supposed to recruit teachers, first scheduled for late 2021, was cancelled over a paper leak.
हाँ, इसके पहले सर टेट भी होना था, जो टेट 28 नवंबर को हुआ था। सर ऐसा लगा कि चलो टेट अगर 28 नवंबर को हो जा रहा है तो चुनाव से पहले कम से कम हम लोग को सुपर टेट में बैठने का मौका मिल जाएगा। अगर आप सुपर टेट क्रॉस कर गए तो आप एक टीचर बन गए। आप पेपर होना था सर, पेपर मतलब हम लोग जैसे इंटर ही किए, जैसे कि अब 15 मिनट या 20 मिनट पहले भी हम लोग को अनाउंस हो गया, नहीं आपको पेपर कैंसिल हो गया, लीक की वजह से कैंसिल हो गया।
26-year-old Raja Arya, the son of farmers from Varanasi, has been in Prayagraj for 6 years. He took the recent railway exam, but its collapse has led to more worries.
सबसे बड़ी समस्या लेट तो होता ही है, और उसके बाद जो वैकेंसी फंसा देते हैं। अभी देख तो उसमें तो जैसे इलेक्शन होता है तो फॉर्म निकल जाते हैं, फॉर्म फिल हो जाते हैं, फिर लोगों को लगता है जल्दी जल्दी काम हो जाएगा, लेकिन अब देखिए अब क्या हो रहा है, सबके सामने पड़ा है।
A few meters away, Imran sir, whose coaching center for exams for police, banks and railway recruitment is among Prayagraj's most well-known, says the big issue is inordinate delays in the recruitment process.
अगर जैसे हमने 40,000 सिपाही की वैकेंसी निकाली, 40 लाख लड़का डालेगा, 40 लाख लड़का डालेगा, मतलब कि 40 लाख से 100 से गुणा कर देंगे तो एक बड़े पैमाने पैसा सरकारी राजस्व में जाकर भर्ती हो जाएगा, जमा हो जाएगा सर। उसके बाद हमने उसको विज्ञप्ति निकाल दी, विज्ञप्ति 2017 से आते आते सर 2021 हो जाती, कोई एक उसमें क्वेश्चन गलत हो जाएगा या कुछ और चीजें गड़बड़ हो जाएंगी, फिर वो रद्द हो जाएगी या हाईकोर्ट चली जाएगी वैकेंसी। इस करते कराते 2 साल का पूरा मामला चला गया।
The issue of jobs in India's most populous state, or the lack of them, has resonated in the campaign for the crucial state election that is just days away. In the last 3 years, exams for 69,000 teacher posts in 2019 were given by 4 lakh applicants. That is almost 6 for each post. It took 3 years for the recruitment to be completed. Exams for 9,000 posts of police sub-inspectors in 2021 were given by 10 lakh applicants, over 100 applicants per post. Results are still awaited. An eligibility test for teachers this year, the TET, had 1 cancellation and a phenomenal 23 lakh applicants, which is the population of a small town. There is no word on posts yet. The government has recently advertised 8,085 Lekpal or accountant posts and 26,000 vacancies for police constables. But there is no forward movement on exams yet. The BJP's 27 election manifesto for UP promised 70 lakh new employment or self-employment opportunities. Now top BJP leaders including Chief Minister Adityanath are showcasing 4.5 lakh government jobs. Many BJP supporters have claimed on social media that data from the independent think tank CMIE shows Uttar Pradesh's unemployment rate is down from 17.5% in 2017 during Akhilesh Yadav's rule to 4.2% right now. But CMIE's data actually shows while Uttar Pradesh's current unemployment rate is 4.9%, the rate between January to April 2017, just before the BJP came to power, was 3.8%. The unemployment rate among youth almost doubled from 7.9% between January to April 2017 to 13.34% between March to August 2021.
जो सरकार सत्ता में है उसके खिलाफ यदि कोई भी आवाज उठाता है तो वो सरकार और सरकार के आईटी सेल के लोग उस आंदोलन को बदनाम करने का काम करते हैं। जब नौजवान रोजगार की मांग करता है और रोजगार की मांग करते हुए सड़क पर उतर कर लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से अपनी बात रखता है तो उसको ये कहते हैं कि ये प्रोपेगेट तरीके से किया गया हुआ है।
आपकी सरकार ने 2017 के मैनिफेस्टो में, तब पार्टी थी बीजेपी, कहा था कि हम 70 लाख रोजगार या स्वरोजगार के अवसर देंगे। अभी 2 महीने पहले योगी जी ने कहा कि 4 या 5 लाख नौकरियां उन्होंने दी हैं। जो वादा आपने किया था, बड़ा वादा किया था, उस पर आप भी खरे नहीं उतर पाए।
नहीं, वादा जो किया था उस वादे पर निश्चित रूप से हम लोग खरे उतरे हैं। 5 लाख सरकारी नौकरियां मिली है और ये सब जानते हैं कि ईमानदारी के आधार पर, पारदर्शिता के आधार पर मिली है।
जैसे टीईटी का टेस्ट हो या कोई भी और परीक्षा हो, वही लीक, वही डिले, वही कोर्ट जो पहली सरकारों में होता है वही आपकी सरकार में हुआ।
पहली सरकारों में और इस सरकार में व्यापक और बुनियादी अंतर है। पहली सरकारों में लीक हो जाता था और जो अयोग्य लोग होते थे, जो भ्रष्टाचार के कारण नौकरी प्राप्त कर लेते थे, लेकिन इस सरकार में पकड़े जा रहे हैं।
In congested Prayagraj localities like this one, part of the city's coaching hub, students just have this to say to their netas: walk the talk, do not make promises that cannot be kept, and have a time-bound process for competitive exams. In Prayagraj with Nitin Gupta and camera person Rajesh Gupta, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
And anger over jobs in Bihar as well, where protesters blocked roads in Bihar's capital Patna and other places in the state today after opposition parties had called a bandh over the alleged irregularities in the Railway Recruitment Board exam. Several students groups, including the All India Students Association, called the bandh. A passenger train was set on fire. Another was attacked with stones in Bihar in violent protest by students against the railway job exam on a day the country had celebrated Republic Day. Now, on the last day of nominations in Goa, last-minute drama as senior Congress statesman Pratap Singh Rane opted out of the race. The Congress had to nominate a candidate at the last minute, while the Trinamool Congress also had to find someone for the Fatorda seat, where it had initially named former Chief Minister Luisino Falero.
Advocate Siola was
Luisino Falero, the TMC's most high-profile acquisition in Goa. But today, the former Congress Chief Minister pulled out of the Goa race.
Falero was never meant to contest. He had already been given a Rajya Sabha ticket by the TMC. But the TMC suddenly fielded him from Fatorda against regional player Vijay Sardesai. Many believe to punish Sardesai for not allying with the TMC.
Falero was never meant to contest. But now Falero has pulled out and says a young woman candidate will take on Sardesai.
I hereby announce my withdrawal as Goa TMC candidate from Fatorda and hand over the bait to a young lady, young professional, young advocate, and this is in line with the party's vision for women, vision for women empowerment, and party's decision to bring new faces is very important.
Falero tweeted a denial saying he's not leaving the TMC, but his pulling out of the race only strengthened the perception of the turmoil within the Goa TMC. Meanwhile, the Congress too had a problem to deal with, after senior leader and former Chief Minister Pratap Singh Rane withdrew from his seat, citing health issues. The party hurriedly had to nominate Ranjit Rane, who joined the party in 2019. Pratap Singh Rane told NDTV it was not due to a family feud, even though his daughter-in-law is contesting on a BJP ticket. His son had earlier hinted that there may not be a father-daughter-in-law face-off.
Now that is a issue. I don't know how that is going to unfold, but I think that time only is a healer of different situations.
The Aam Aadmi Party's candidate for the top job, Amit Palekar, also filed his nomination this morning.
I will never let them down. Please trust me. Give me that opportunity to help you. Give me that opportunity to take you ahead along with me, and we will do it together.
The deadline for filing nominations in Goa is over, and the focus now shifts entirely to the campaign. The BJP is banking on a division of opposition votes to stay in power in the coastal state. But the opposition parties have not ruled out the possibility of a post-poll alliance just in case the BJP falls short of a clear majority to keep the BJP out. With camera person Ashok Mahadik, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
And news from Punjab now. Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann addressed a town hall in Philor in Punjab where Kejriwal alleged corruption on the part of all politicians in the state. He said it's time that Punjab got an honest chief minister and the Aam Aadmi Party would improve education there like they've done in Delhi.
1966 में पंजाब अलग सूबा बना था, तब से लेके आज तक 26 साल कांग्रेस की सरकार रही, 19 साल बादल परिवार की सरकार रही। इन दोनों ने, कांग्रेस ने और अकाली दल ने मिलके पंजाब को लूट लिया। इनकी सरकार आती है, वो उनके खिलाफ कोई एक्शन नहीं लेते, उनकी सरकार आती है, ये इनके खिलाफ को दोनों लूटते हैं। अगर आज बाबा साहब अंबेडकर जिंदा होते तो वो किसको वोट देते? नशा बेचने वालों को वोट देते, रेता चोरों को वोट देते कि ईमानदार भगवंत मान को वोट देते? मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं।
In some tragic news now, former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa's granddaughter Saundarya was found dead at her home in Bengaluru today. The 30-year-old is suspected to have died by suicide. The police have registered a case of unnatural death. Saundarya, a doctor, was the daughter of Mr. Yediyurappa's second daughter, Padmavati. She married a colleague in her hospital, Dr. Neeraj, in 2018. The government has appointed Dr. V. Anantha Nageswaran as the Chief Economic Advisor, and today he's assumed charge. Nageswaran replaces Krishnamurthy Subramaniam, who returned to academia in December after a 3-year tenure as CEA. This comes just days ahead of the Union Budget's presentation on the 1st of February. Now let's tell you a bit about the new CEA. He's been part-time member of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister from 2019 to 2021. Dr. Nageswaran has taught at several business schools and institutes of management in India and Singapore. He's published extensively, also worked as a teacher, consultant and writer.